Video games are the new summer blockbuster. The $120 billion gaming market has rushed past television, movies, and digital music in revenue. More people watch esports than HBO, Netflix, ESPN, and Hulu combined. One company that's been able to ride this consumer trend since its beginning is Activision Blizzard, creator of games like Call of Duty, Pitfall, Tony Hawk, World of Warcraft, and many more. How did Activision Blizzard grow from a small penny stock to a global gaming phenomenon? And are they positioned to grow larger than the NFL to become the future of live media, sports, and entertainment? I'm Brian Hamley, and welcome to Trendline, a show about the decisions and trends that shape the most successful companies. In 1979, Activision was created by a group of former Atari game developers, including David Crane and Alan Miller, who felt they weren't receiving proper credit for their work compared to the profits they were creating for Atari, so they chose to go independent. Activision made a name for themselves with games like Pitfall, the best-selling game of 1982, which sold over 4 million copies. Their most popular games were simple, typically family-friendly, thus a pretty secure income stream. Co-founder David Crane said during the early years of Activision they were earning revenues of about $1 million per employee. But Atari filed a lawsuit against Activision, accusing them of an NDA breach, stealing trade secrets, and proprietary info. The case was settled out of court. In 1983, Activision pulled in $157 million in sales for the year and went public. Shortly after the IPO, game demand was booming, but so were game manufacturers. This created a surplus of new consoles and games of varying quality and pricing. There were no huge hits to be found like in previous years. Meanwhile, home computers were becoming more accessible and a competitor to consoles.
Apple Computer, the epitome of the American dream.
At similar price points, why would consumers pay the same amount for a product that does much less? This led to the video game crash of 1983. Activision pivoted to titles for the PC market. Activision wisely repurposed game engines for other titles like Interstate 75 and Battlezone, which were built on the MechWarrior 2 engine. Put simply, they would use the same base skeleton and dress it up in a new skin. The gaming market was ripe for an explosion, with a wave of powerful new consoles and better internet access, allowing more multiplayer and new revenue streams. Video games had bigger audiences and bigger money, leading the company and a stock on an epic 3,200% run over the next 8 years. Activision exploited the dot-com bubble by buying up several studios. Kotick invested $5 million in a new studio, Infinity Ward, in 2003 to create the Call of Duty series, a worldwide gaming phenomenon, which since went on to become a household name, bringing in over $12 billion in revenue. Call of Duty was a multiplayer hit, with several game modes available, making for an addicting and endless amount of play. But despite all of their successes across consoles, there was still one major hole in the Activision lineup: the massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG. Unlike a game like Call of Duty, which groups players into set matches, MMO is a game entirely based in one shared online universe. And in the mid-noughts, there was one clear leader in the MMO space, World of Warcraft by Blizzard Entertainment. Since the early 90s, Blizzard was crafting its signature multiplayer role-playing and strategy games. They launched the first major online game service in 1997, so it only made sense that their next major move would take multiplayer to the next level. World of Warcraft was more than a computer game. It was essentially a new social network. Players take part in quests, some requiring players to group up into teams to compete. The game is ongoing, essentially endless. World of Warcraft was easy for casual players to hop into, thanks to what Blizzard called the mom test, aka, could your mom learn how to play without consulting a manual? This simplicity, combined with the evolving gameplay, made for an addictive experience.
You can't go to the bathroom, you're stacking Sunder Armor. It's okay.
And a subscription-based model made for an ongoing revenue stream for Blizzard. The cost of the software is $49.99. All users were required to pay an ongoing monthly subscription fee of $14.99 in order to play. In 2005, World of Warcraft was estimated to make $50 million in retail sales, with an additional $200 million in subscription revenue. And it was no mere trend. World of Warcraft and expansion packs have brought in nearly $10 billion in total revenue. World of Warcraft introduced digital currency well before the Bitcoin craze. Players would earn in-game currency, gold, that would be used for add-ons like different weapons or armor. This new kind of digital currency led to a completely new kind of virtual economy. Companies like IGE hired Chinese workers for low wages to earn the digital gold and turn it around to sell it to Western customers at a massive markup. It became such a big business that one firm even hired White House advisor Steve Bannon to raise $60 million in investment for the company. Blizzard worked to curtail this exploitation, forcing IGE to rebrand.
There is also no indication that anything can slow the explosive growth of the intoxicating game called World of Warcraft.
Blizzard created a global phenomenon no one could compete with. So let's flip back to Activision. Call of Duty was performing well on the console market, but its family entertainment franchise Guitar Hero was losing to the competition, and the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series was beginning to get stale. Yet, the stock was at an all-time high of $16. Seeing the success of Blizzard's subscription model, Activision wanted to get in on the MMO action. Rather than trying to create their own MMO, they opted instead for a if you can't beat 'em, join 'em approach. And Vivendi, which owned Blizzard, had only a small games division, with World of Warcraft as their only major title. They were a perfect match. In July of 2008, the merger was approved by Activision shareholders. They managed to stay relatively stable during the recession, owing to their diversity of revenue. The new era Activision Blizzard introduced their newest innovation, the toy-to-life game. The Skylander games use an action figure that is used to control the character in the game, and Activision Blizzard crossed their previous all-time high in 2013, when Vivendi stole their majority ownership, enabling a broader investing base to hop in on the action. For the following 7 years, the company saw massive growth, joining the coveted S&P 500 in 2015. EA and Activision are the only two game publishers in the S&P 500. Not only were people playing online, now others were watching them. Activision Blizzard established an esports division, stepping into an emerging new market. In 2022, it's projected that esports will draw 645 million viewers globally. This period of growth shows a savvy diversification of the brand's interest. As with the Blizzard buy, rather than trying to develop their own competitor, Activision bought up powerful names in each area it wanted to move into. King, maker of Candy Crush, brought a mobile-first social gaming user base. 2018 was a shaky year for the brand, seeing a 25% decline in share value, thanks in part to a decline in monthly active users due to competition from Epic Games' Fortnite. Activision has almost bounced back entirely, thanks to two major Call of Duty releases. In October 2019, the first move into the mobile space with Call of Duty Mobile, which as of June 2020 has an estimated 250 million downloads. The game is free to download, but in-app purchases have brought an estimated $327 million into the company. And the next major boost would come with Call of Duty Warzone, a free-to-play expansion attracting 50 million players in its first month. Activision Blizzard was smart not to rush into the mobile or free-to-play as soon as possible, instead taking the time to craft titles that fit their audience's desires by fitting their franchises into these new areas. And forecasts are looking good, as video games have done well during the COVID-19 pandemic. Activision is currently up about 30% for the year. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more like it, please like and subscribe to Bullish. Thanks for watching, and please let us know what you think in the comments.